Hello. What's up, everybody? This is Dustin. Welcome back to another episode of Bushwhacking History in Buffalo. Trying to do a share screen here. And what we're going to do today is a little hip fire of defining what a Lake Erie, well, a Seiche in general, and an Seiche, that would be a Seiche. We'll wait for people to matriculate into the chat, which I hope people do. Seiche. Okay. I hope I have Bravo Bear. What's up? Can you hear me? PT Ripa. What's up, Paolo? Having a little trouble trying to share my screen here. Not sure what's going on with that. But yeah, we're going to define a Seiche. I got some crazy footage for you in the meantime. Um, Paolo, what's up? Loud and clear. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to see why it's not showing my screen here. Edit name, stop mic cam. Trying to get my face off the screen so you can see what's going on. Mute share. Here we go. Share screen. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Yo, Mr. Brees, what's up, homie? When is it not hit for your episode, right? Welcome to the Saturday Night Live edition. Hopefully, I can. I'd like to do like I can't. I don't remember when the last time I went live was, to be honest. So I'd like to get one of these in a month and just do. I appreciate that, Brees. Tina, oh, welcome. I'll be going back and forth. This isn't going to be like a regular recorded edition, if you will. Be more like a hodgepodge in the style of Martin Liedtke, but we're definitely going to present something for you. So, okay, what you're looking at the screen right now is oh, let's hide that. It's called Ventusky, Ventusky. Heard about this website from Mr. MBB333. That dude's a legend. It's very cool. You can toggle on. Okay, so we're looking at Buffalo right now, and we're looking at wind speed. So you can toggle on wind speed. You could toggle on clouds. You can toggle on wind gusts. Very cool. So what I'm going to do is we'll go back and forth with this. You can actually do the whole entire realm with this program, Ventusky. And one of the coolest features is that you can toggle wave heights, which is what I really like doing. Like over up here, like you got 29-foot waves up in the northern Pacific right now, 30-foot waves. It doesn't work on the Great Lakes, which is whack, but it's still cool nonetheless. And you could toggle flat earth mode too. So Ventusky, we're going to use that for my local wind gusts and everything, like 45-mile-an-hour winds today in Buffalo. Crazy. This is the area where we're at. Okay, where we're going to be focused on today is the foot of Porter. I'm going to check in with the chat every so often, and if you guys can give me some feedback, because I might lose power still. I might lose internet still. So just give me some feedback, guys, and I appreciate that a lot. So what we're going to be doing here, I'm going to show you some unbelievably crazy footage from the foot of Porter at Colonel Ward Pumping Station. We're also going to be at the southern tip of Squaw Island, or Unity Island. Right here, it's called Broderick Park. I've been here before for you guys. You've seen pictures of me um, down here. Okay. Now, give you a little bit of taste of what's going on here is you're going to see something like this. And you're going to see something a lot more crazy. So stick with me. This Seiche is nuts. We're also going to go, to give some historical context. One of my books, Buffalo's Waterfront, details exactly how in 1844 one of these things whipped up and knocked out the old towpath community, which was right along the old Erie Canal, which is right here. Okay, and that pedestrian bridge is still there. I walk over it in this presentation, so it's certainly shaped a little bit differently, but you'll see the same area. We got a lot to do, and we'll go to my IG, which I show like a before and after picture. And I also went live earlier when I was down at the Seiche at the southern tip. And as a brief, how you doing? This is insanity. We'll show that later. I've never seen the river like this, guys, ever. There's Broderick Park for you, submerged. So I've never seen it like that. So stick with me. And we got this coming up. And we're also going to detail, well, I'll read that for a historical context. And then we're going to, this is local news.
We had all those winds come racing up.
Can you guys hear that? Yeah, we do, Mr. Brees. Yeah, I'm in the basement right now, bro, and my wife and my daughter are up on the second floor. So, but I want to know, can you guys hear that when I play that? Okay, cool. We'll show you a decal of what the Seiche actually does. I've heard it referred to as Prometheus peanut. Thank you. I've heard it referred to as the soup bowl effect, because when you have a hot soup bowl, let's see, when you have a hot soup bowl and you blow on it, it pushes it away from you. Effectively, that's what's happening here on a massive scale. And Lake Erie is the shallowest of all the lakes. So not only does it pick up, like get choppy a lot faster than the other ones because it's shallow, it also has this Seiche effect where it literally blows the water from one end of it to the other. And we get some crazy, crazy wind here. So, I mean, I've been aware of this all my life, but now that I'm a little bit more into the research aspect of it, I want to detail it and I want to record it and give an accounting of it. I'm no I'm no Reed Timmer as far as like a storm chaser. And speaking of that, prayers to down south with what happened with the tornadoes recently. Everybody send one up to everything that's going on down south. I follow that dude Reed Timmer, who was a tornado guy from back in the day in Discovery Channel, and that dude's an OG. So I was aware of. I'm sure everybody else was from the news, but he was traveling around following those things. So um, much prayers and love to everybody down south. So okay, back to the Seiche. So that's Erie Canal, and that's right by Riverside Park. So we're also going to use my IG to show for the Grand Kahuna. We're also going to shout out to this channel. Come check him out. What this guy does is he goes scuba diving in the Niagara River every year, and he does a detailed accounting of the fish life in it, how it's looking as far as health wise, and it's probably one of the coolest channels that I've seen. If you go over to him and leave a message, let him know who sent you. Always appreciate that. But this guy every year for the past 14 years goes into and scuba dives the Niagara River, and it's a lot cleaner in there than you think, guys. This is a beautiful area of the realm. I always say that. So And what's important here is because I wanted to showcase this little snippet for you.
Son.
This commercial's hilarious. Okay, there we go. That's what a seiche is defined. See that? Okay. So I always thought that it was a storm surge until I started putting two and two together. And this is at the foot of Sheridan. I go there also, and I get footage of a little bit more of a crazy surge than that. But this guy is very good. Highly recommend his channel. There's also a video in here. Stephen Lynch, thank you. I see your man. You know what, Stephen? You're I appreciate those. You're borderline spammage, but we'll let it fly because you're. It seems like you're from Buffalo. But I like your comments about that. And when you want to say the flat Earth thing, I'm more of a realm Earth guy, but the Terra seems flat. So, I'm in. Anyway, he fishes underwater. I can't find. This might be it. He like literally reels out, casts out underwater, has a worm on it, and sees the actual fish catch the worm, and he reels it in, takes it off the hook, and lets it go. Very cool show. Okay, and then we got blank for that's what happens effectively, and I'll show you a video from the Channel 2 News here in Buffalo about what it actually is. But let's read for historical context about what they're actually talking about here, and the towpath. The towpath that he's talking about was right along the river here back in the day. Okay, I guess you'd say like shanty town type of deal. Kind of reminds me, yeah, kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VII. But where we're looking right here, we're looking south over the Erie Canal, and it's right. Here's that pedestrian bridge. Now I walk over that in my presentation. Okay. And that's it back in the day. Pretty cool. Also, we're going to use this old school. I think this is from 1902. How's everything going, guys? We got Hippie Shake. Good to see you. What's up, y'all? Thanks for always being there. Hippie Shake crushing it. Not bloody likely. Thank you for the comment earlier. I appreciate that. PT Rip, I always appreciate your support too, man, and insight. I really do. So we'll use this also, 1902, if you guys can see that. And as long as you have good audio and nothing's clicking out or anything, all is copacetic. So this is the area that we're going to be. So foot of Porter on this 1902 is right here. Okay. And it's really unassuming, but it was still a huge, massive building back in the day, even at the time of this 1902. So it's almost like they're trying to, oh, I don't want to get into hiding it or impossible architecture or anything like that right now. Ain't that right, Brees? Okay, here goes that southern tip of Squaw Island, right? That the pier. Okay. Let's match up 1-to-1. Show you guys where we're at. Okay, so it's called Broderick Park, and on the map, old school map, that's where we're at. Okay. And Riverside Park is right up here. We don't see the pedestrian bridge, but we have proof. Well, we know historically that the Erie Canal went alongside the river. And right now it is the 190. So I just wanted to give you an idea of the area that we're going to be dealing with, and uh, that little snippet of Jim's video of the shore or the storm surge was taken at this area. I've made numerous videos here before, where at least I come down and I gather my thoughts. I tell you guys that I like coming. This is the foot of Sheridan, and the Seiche is also visible here because it actually completely submerges these docks. It's unbelievable. So with that said, a little bit of a preview of what we're going to do, and let's get right into it. Bushwhacking a Seiche on Lake Erie. We're going to use Ventus Sky. Take a look at that. And I'll just play some stuff back and forth. We'll ping pong ideas. I'll come back and check out the chat back and forth, see how you guys are doing. Um, Thanks, Hippie Shake. Good to see you too. I do appreciate all your support and everything. Thank you very much. Yeah, Matic 23. I would tend to agree with that. I think history itself, the name history or the term history, is a when we use that, it's placating to the incorrect timeline. Okay, so let's get some historical context and let's read from this book what happened and what a sage can do. The waterfront communities were fragile. The land available for small cottagers were cottagers trying to eke out a living around the water was undesirable. In 1844, a seiche wiped out much of the early community. In 1866, storms destroyed the unsubstantial dwellings. This happened again in October of 1886 when the winds gusted to 63 miles an hour. Even normal weather patterns expended their initial fury on these plucky settlements. Nevertheless, the residents rebuilt when necessary and stayed. So again, this is referring to this area of Tonawanda in Buffalo that was alongside. So when you see the 190 here, that was the Erie Canal. They backfilled all of it. It's very impressive, but it's known for sure. That's nothing that was hidden. It's known that Erie Canal was backfilled, and as a matter of fact, when they did backfill the Erie Canal to make the 190, what they did was take, I've said this before, I forget on what videos, they took land and earth from Strawberry Island, which used to go all the way almost to Squaw Island. You can actually see it right here. And I remember there's old timers remember when there used to be islands on Strawberry Island. So here's what's the, excuse my language, total disaster. Yeah, hippie shake, right? Listen to this. So what they did, now if you contrast that to the Canadian side, this is probably one of the best drives that my wife and I like to take is getting on. This is a side tangent here, but Peace Bridge, and you hit the waterfront right when you get over the Peace Bridge, and you take a ride all the way up the river, all the way meandering, beautiful area, and then you end up at the falls, Clifton Hill. It's one of the funnest drives in Buffalo. Beautiful, and haven't done it in a while because of certain things going on. Anyway, land was taken from Strawberry Island to backfill the 190, and it compromised the integrity of Strawberry Island in such a way that it started diminishing it smaller and smaller because, again, you can actually see the current here. Um, it's eroding it now, where it used to all go almost all the way to Squaw. So unfortunately, yeah. Um, was there intention behind that or whatever? I don't know. I know that um, there's a in the winter they put an ice boom up to stop the ice from coming down the river, and that was ice coming down the river is a big challenge too for docks and everything, and that's part of the reason why they put the boom in at this area. I'll do that soon enough to the Lake Erie boom. It literally, you know what? It's quite impressive. I'll do another show on this in the future. Lake Erie ice boom. Check this out, guys. Literally stops the ice coming in the lake. That's a good picture. They're huge, massive chains and logs that are stretched from American side to the Canadian side to curb the ice coming over. So very cool. So yeah, that's the history of the Seiche and how it destroyed the towpath along the river here, along the Lake Erie. And let's get into the actual footage of the newscaster explaining this right quick. Oh, sorry if I leave up the comments, guys. And if you guys are saying what's up and everything, I'm sorry I'm going back and forth into the chat. This is going to be a back and forth ping pong. Blazer71, hello, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? Saturday Night Live, Bushwhacking Saturday Night Live. So I'm going to play this clip right now, and it'll give you a good visual example. Oh, here goes of course, when I go live, it doesn't want to load. Give me a break. What I intend to do here is give you
we had all those winds come racing.
A good visual of what's going on here.
We had all those winds come racing up the lake. Well, they began at Toledo. So what happens in Toledo when the water gets pushed by the air? The water level drops. They lost 5 feet of water level in their marina. So what happens to all that water? Well, the winds begin to push it up the length of the lake at 40 and 50 miles an hour, and it gets shoved to this end of the big Lake Erie bathtub. What happens here? Well, the lake levels in Buffalo went up 5 feet, and we saw some pretty good waves hitting the breakwall out there, and that was the end result, was a pretty big increase in our water level, and then it sloshes back the other way. But that was a substantial increase, 60 inches in about a 12. We had all those.
What he says is about 60 inches in about a 12-hour period. That's another thing that I wanted to show of how fast these things kick up. I've always known. I mean, I've been around this area my whole life, obviously, from here, boating and fishing in this river to, I'll actually show you where my spot is in Canada. Not only do I like that ride up in Canada, but I've always went to Port Colborne my whole life and Morgan's Point. Where are you? Crystal Beach. Okay, so here's Port Colborne. This is the Welland Canal, another massive lock system. And just west of Port Colborne is a place called Bellevue Beach, and this is where I did a lot of my stomping grounds back in the day. And matter of fact, this little stretch of beach right here is where I grew up going to, and I would swim out almost to the point out here. And I'm going to show you a video of probably why I'm not going to ever do that again. This I think that we live in a realm, and I think that there's a lot more stuff going on than we're told. So what was I getting at with this? Yeah, this is kind of the Berserker Bear stomping ground, effectively, and this area of Long Beach to Bellevue Beach. I grew up going to at Bellevue Beach my whole life, and I'm very comfortable with the water. I know that's what I was going to say. I know how dangerous it is. I know the current that can take you over here. There's actually footage of a couple of gentlemen losing their life right at this Broderick Park, right in this little cut right here, okay, where you see all of that debris. A lot of people fish off of here. Now, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. You can look up this video online. I'm not going to show it right now because the worst happens to these guys. Now, picture this. This is a little bit of a tangent, but you have to I'm going to try to explain how absolutely dangerous this is. Now, it picks up fast also. That's what I want to say. I've boated here my whole life. Lake Erie is the shallowest of the lakes, but because of that, it picks up faster. It gets choppy a lot faster. and the current is extremely dangerous. Now, there's footage of quite a few years ago. There were a couple accidents that happened on this Broderick Park. Now, the current right here is about 12 miles an hour, constant, and it's constantly going fast. So and it's about 15 feet deep. But right in this little eddy, it's really calm. Okay, and what happened was there was a piece of wood in there that a gentleman wanted to get. Was a woodworker, and I'm a strong swimmer. I would never do that there. But he jumped in, tried to get it, started losing his bearings, and his buddy tried to help him jumping in also. And you can see them starting to struggle. And this is very fleeting, happened in like 2 minutes. Now I'm a very strong swimmer, and like that's why I wanted to preface by saying where my stomping ground was over here by Port Colborne, I could swim out pretty far. I'm a very strong swimmer. I would probably never like to negotiate the river at that place, but I mean, I would swim all the way out to here, this point, be level with it. That's pretty far from the shore. It's a gradual depth here, but I know the water and I know that I'm a very strong swimmer, but I would never have done what these guys did. So they jumped in, and you can see that they were having some trouble staying afloat. And then I never knew that this river can do that. And what happens is it literally just takes them right, underneath the surface, and they don't come back up. So God bless that. I hate to share that, but it's a good point to note how extremely dangerous this river is. And the current is so fast here that when a seiche comes and picks up and the level rises, like that gentleman just said, not only does it increase the volume of the water, the pressure is increased exponentially. It's not like a 1-to-1 increase. Let's watch this again and keep in mind that all the water is getting pushed. So the I'm trying to layer this so I can come back to this when I try to figure out literally how they built this infrastructure in this area of the river. So there's another underlying tone here that I'm getting at, because I don't think they'd have been able to do this on top of only being able to work during the summer. The ice comes during the winter, of course, and this thing was supposed to have been built in, oh goodness, and it's off the top of my head, 1875, 1874. And wait till you see this weather. It's unbelievable. So thanks again for sticking with me, everybody. Sorry if I'm looking over you in the chat. I'm going back and forth. For those who are just trickling in, we're going to go over and explain what a seiche is, do a visual of it, and then we're going to show you the crazy pictures, crazy footage. So here we go. This is a seiche from the Buffalo News as it happens or as it looks from a diagram, if you will.
Winds come racing up the lake. Well, they began at Toledo. So what happens in Toledo when the water gets pushed by the air? The water level drops. They lost 5 feet of water level in their marina. So what happens to all that water? Well, the winds begin to push it up the length of the lake at 40 and 50 miles an hour, and it gets shoved to this end of the big Lake Erie bathtub. What happens here? Well, the lake levels in Buffalo went up 5 feet. Wall out there, and that was the end result, was a pretty big increase in our water level, and then it sloshes back the other way. But that was a substantial increase, 60 inches in about a 12.
There you go. So also I wanted, like I said, I want to show you this footage here. Maybe before I get, you guys want to see this, let me know. Well, actually, we'll take a poll. It looks flat. Yeah, it certainly does. Well, maybe not in that decal, but yeah. Okay, so you know what? Saying that, I have the ability here to hippie shake. What I'd like to do also is, if I can, like some experiments to, like, I'll give a shout out and plug another channel, Taboo Conspiracy, who does these experiments over flat bodies of water. Now I can do one from the southern tip of the Bird Island Pier. Let's just do this right quick. I have ambition to do this, guys, maybe next spring. All the way down to Sturgeon Point, which is somewhere over here. But here it is. Out of Dunkirk, Sturgeon Point. So you got 39 miles. I'd like to get somebody with a mirror over there eventually, and I could do one of those experiments, not just bushwhacking, but when you said that it looks flat, I can actually do experiments on this. Some days this lake is like a sheet of glass, and it'd be perfect to do an experiment, and I could prove that it's flat actually with these experiments. So anyway, that's that photo album. What was I gonna do next? Okay, I did mention that this place is a realm, and I did say that I used to swim out pretty far in the lake. Now, I differentiate, of course, obviously, lakes and the sea, which is the ocean. The ocean terrifies me. I'll never go in deeper than my waist in the ocean. I am a strong swimmer. In fresh water, I'm good. I could tread water for days. That said, and this is the place where I used to swim all the time. I found this footage when I was doing some Seiche research, and this is from Lake Michigan. Now, these lakes are all connected, and if it's in Lake Michigan, it's quite possible that this thing is in here. Now, you guys, let me ask you, let me do a poll here in the chat. Again, this is kind of hip fire. Do you guys want to see something that looks like it might be like a Lake Ness monster in Michigan right now, or should I save it to the end? I kind of want to show it right now. Dragon says, what's up? This is footage of Lake Michigan Pier of what looks to be a massive um, eel, American eel, getting washed up possibly. And these things aren't supposed to get this big, but we'll show it. And I will be extremely hesitant to jump in water like this because this looks like a massive eel to me. They're not supposed to get this big, but you know what? They said that the coelacanth wasn't around, and they found it off Madagascar a while ago. I thought it was extinct a very long time ago. So, without further ado, I believe that we're in a realm. This is a little bit fitting because there's crazy waves. And is this a eel that gets washed up and washed over this pier? You guys tell me. Let's go. So the title of this video is called Lake Ness, Michigan Monster. Okay, check this out. In my opinion, there's no other thing this could be. I'm familiar with logs in the lake. I'm familiar with like fishing nets and stuff like that. I'm also familiar with what American eels look like. And that thing looks like it's tired out from, look at that. That's about 40, 50 feet long. Sorry about the grainy footage, but this is the best they have. That's an eel, yo. That is insanity. So I think that it's tired out from the waves, and it might even be something else right here, or that's a pylon or something. And then it just gets washed out. Check it, watch it. It lips over, lips over. We're gonna watch that again. So now knowing that, or at least seeing that, that could people will say that that's a fishing net or whatever. I believe that that's probably an American eel. These lakes are called inland seas. They're absolutely massive. It's possible that them things are in there. I'm not trying to scare anybody because again, I love the water. But what do you guys think? Yeah, like a big python. Yep. Doesn't it though? I thought that would have been a little bit of a cool aside to show because again, it's look at the waves. These are inland seas, and again, Lake Erie is the shallowest, but it does get absolutely ferocious. So this place is a realm, guys. Be wary, but also appreciate it. Don't be scared, or I don't mean to be fear pornish whatsoever. But that's let's see what's going on at Ventu Sky. So we still got wind speeds right now in this area, 30 miles an hour strong. That's pretty consistent. I almost want to go down there after I wrap this up and see how that Seiche is looking. So let's see what the wind gusts are at right now. 45 gusts. Earlier they were saying that we were at like 70. Yeah, I know, right? Hippie shake, whopper. Hey, Brees, what you mean? Is that what that pier was called? Did you check that out right quick? Let's see here. Okay, so let's get into the footage, guys. Let's see what so also wanted to shout out my homie. This is a couple months ago, me and Danny, another buddy of mine, local guy, Danny Malachi Crunch, D Hood. He's on the YouTube, and he likes doing this research too. As a matter of fact, I met him on my MeWe site, and I bushwhacked this area with him before, so I just figured it would be cool to show this. I shared this on my IG, but there's a tunnel going from here. This is the Massachusetts Ave pump station. Obviously, that's the Peace Bridge. This is where me and Danny went that one night. And I'm going to showcase that because our base of operations, we started at the pier at Unity Island or Squaw Island. And that's where we end up. Okay. That's actually, let's show you guys. So in between, like I said in the beginning, in between the Porter Ave pumping station and the one underneath the Peace Bridge right here, there's definitely a tunnel. I got the schematics of it. I call it the hidden tunnel because it's not talked about too much whatsoever. Probably because it's from old earthworks, waterworks, prior to the Columbian Exchange. Allegedly, could it be? Still got work to do on that. But yeah, so there's a tunnel going in between these places, and me and Danny wanted to get to the spot right in between where there probably was a manhole cover on the tracks, and that's what we did, right in this area right here. That's what you just seen. And we met up at his recording studio because he is a musician. Dude throws it down. And again, this is about a month and a half ago. And there goes the Bird Island Pier. Okay, so here we go. Look at how beautiful this area is. And I want you guys to notice the level of the lake. Keep in mind up here. Train your attention to over here if you can. But yeah, Danny had just recently gotten a camera. Wanted to test it out. And we're still going to be doing some more boots on the ground with me and him. I know you've seen me and Tommy at the Eternal Flame. Tommy's a good buddy of mine, and so is Danny. Danny's local too, and we're gonna get some boots on the ground, do some more work. He's got a lot of footage too, or a good camera. Rotunda. Boots on the ground, D Hood. Malachi Crunch. Berserker. Got some nice equipment there. Foot of Fairy. Working out some collaborations. One of the most beautiful areas in the realm. Yo, Iron Man Bear, what's up, brother?
Fast this joint's going.
It's unbelievable. 14 miles an hour. And that's what they say that's the inlet pier. You guys notice how it's a cool angle, actually. You can see both of them. Yeah, hold on, where is Iron Man Bear? See this dude right here? That guy's a legend. He swims in the San Francisco Bay. You are a legend. Only northeastern city that has a sunset and sunrise over the lake. That's right. Over water. Buffalo does. Buffalo is the only northeastern Rust Belt city that has sunset over the water. Maybe you know what? When I had my conversation with Mason Winfield, the author, he said he wasn't sure if it was a sunrise or just a sunset. I believe it's a sunset. What's up, everybody? It's Dustin, Berserker Bear. We got Danny, D Hood, Malachi Crunch, boots on the ground. We're right now at on Porter. Where we were is the foot of Porter. So how we got into that spot was I'll show you. We were at that roundabout. You gotta be kidding me. Porter. Okay. We're walking over this bridge right here. You can see that roundabout in the background. And what we're gonna do is hit the tracks. This is an off ramp to that 190, and we hit the tracks right here. Pop in right on this thing, and then keep it going. So that's where we're coming from. And then we go to underneath this thing, because that's where that tunnel probably is, right? That's what you're watching. Okay. The Porter.
Peace Bridge to our right.
Peace Bridge. Trying to go see the tunnel off of the railroad track that I just talked about with Michelle Gibson. Those tunnels underneath the Peace Bridge and the water processing plant. We're going to see if we can at least go down there and see what's going on, and we'll report back. First of many collabs. Berserker, D Hood. We'll report back. Yeah, all right. Definitely is the first of many collabs. I know that I'm, I guess I could say that I'm a procrastinator a little bit, but we get done. We get there, as you can see. Here we go. We made it to the tracks, and we're on them. No, it's recording. We're right underneath this thing right now. We're walking up right underneath this bad boy right here. That could be a thing. I would go on. Actually, it would be cool to go on IG right now. But I should actually. I don't want to give it away though. No. I love people tagging up the different I always like looking tags. At the different tags. Here we go. Onward. That's what it's all about. Got to get the boots on the ground for that real research. You guys could do this too. Get out in your neighborhood. Just get outside. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. Thanks for the feedback, for real. Okay, Borders of Babylon. Better stop at Berserker Bear.
Stand on the run. Stand on the run.
The jailer man, Sailor Sam. Oh, Hippie Shake, what I'm trying to find is the tunnel. So there's a tunnel that goes between the foot of Porter and this pumping station right here, okay? And there's a tunnel that connects them. I've seen the schematics before. And if nothing else, I just wanted to get confirmation, Hippie Shake, that it was there. I didn't think that we were going to go in there and do like what Martin Zero does. I recommend his channel. Like get into the tunnels, and I thought it was going to be a smaller one, but at least maybe we could see a manhole cover, and you'll check it out. see. And then just so you guys know, I got some footage. We got some crazy footage of this wind and the Seiche coming up. So stick with me, and I appreciate it. I wasn't even planning on showing uh, that eel or whatever, but things happen. So I definitely wanted to show me and Danny getting at this place though. So that's what we were doing. We were trying to find possibly a manhole access to that hidden tunnel. And here we are. We're like right ground zero, at least as far as where we wanted to get. Excuse me. Okay, underneath this thing, very cool, and this is unreal. Unreal. And hardly anybody comes here. If anybody's going to come in front us or whatever, it'd probably be a maintenance guy, not even a cop. This is so out of the way, even for a cop to get to. It's probably not going to be a cop, or you might find a vagrant. So when I do advise people or motivate for people to get out there, just be professional. And I always say, like, if I was fronted by a maintenance guy, I'd be able to talk my way out of it. Actually, it has happened before. It just wasn't a maintenance guy. It was a overhyped security guard. I'll tell that story another time. But be professional, be cool, and you get out of 95% of sticky situations when you remain in honor and you're not an a-hole. I thought that was very cool. So that's probably the cover to it. But Danny pointed something else out.
Okay, what's up, y'all? Actually, we just kind of had a result. Wasn't that wasn't a major result, but it was a result nonetheless. So we came down here to that spot underneath the overpass that I found, where it's probably the tunnel from the Massachusetts Ave to the Colonel Francis pumping, and I presume that there might be a manhole cover here. Deduce that, and
There's two and two drains.
there, and Danny actually found them.
So that was cool because
I didn't think that we were going to be Chester Copperpot and able to get into these things. They're probably flooded, but it does say Hydro International, so that does corroborate what we're saying.
Fall time would be the best time anyways, after all the rain.
What do you say, Danny?
So,
Fall. Yep, there you go. Fall time. And this is a little bit down the tracks from the last time I did my bushwhacking the Buck Moon. And I didn't make it this far and wanted to, and found the schematics from the Colonel Francis Ward that indicates this tunnel that we're over right now. And we got down here and did it.
what it's all about.
And that's the 190 overpass. And then we'll correlate that with on the video. But there's all fences off. You've seen we just had to hop a fence, so
Peace Bridge right there.
borders and the red tape and the borders of Babylon. Huh, Danny?
Yeah.
Solid, man. I'm not trying to walk up that. We know where we're at. We got a result, like I said. It wasn't spectacular, but it was a result nonetheless. So we'll report back. Watch your six out there.
That was a great time, great night. And yeah, I do. That might have been the last time I was live. Actually, the Buck Moon. We got a new, or we got another full moon coming, obviously. But I might do another full moon episode if I can get out to the henge and see the full moon over the henge there. This was cool because they had a graded manhole cover you can actually see in there, and that's probably the tunnel right there, Hippie Shake. That's probably it right there. This is one of the coolest things I actually seen. That's probably the old world tunnel connecting these two. It might have been retrofitted or upgraded, but I'm telling you, that's probably the OG one connecting these two. So very cool. I'm glad I was able to find a spot to deliver this video. That was a very cool night. So that was bushwhacking the hidden tunnel with Danny, Malachi Crunch, my homie. And now let's get into the past couple days. About 3 or 4 days ago, we had a storm warning, and I had the idea that we were going to get that Seiche. Actually, here we go. This is the heads up that we got from that. Southeast 35 to 45 with gusts to 65. And again, this is a couple days ago. Today, we got winds 45 to 50 with gusts up to 70. So we got gale force, which is absolute insanity. So what you're going to see right now is a progression of me going to check out the one from the other day, which was nuts. And then we're going to lead into the one from today earlier, which was absolute insanity. I've never seen anything like it. You've seen previews earlier. Let's get right into that. I'm going to show me driving there along the 190 that we just detailed, and we'll give you some cool visuals, okay? Let's just get right into it. Again, thanks for, let me go check the chat out, everyone. Martin Liedke. Double side thumbs thrice. Thank you, Hippie Shake. Live stream from the, Brees, I might do that. We might do that actually in the tunnel. Me and Danny are going to go to the tunnel in Forest Lawn, actually, and check that tunnel out. That's some crazy stuff. Forest Lawn's got some serious gravy. So we might do that, bro. Very old city you live in. Blazer 71. I believe so. Yeah. If this is kind of the compendium of work I'm putting out, and I can't give one answer in one episode. Matter of fact, putting out this work, I could look back at it and reference it. So it does appear to me that this is an old world city. Yeah. I've postulated previously, even with Michelle Gibson, that it might even be the capital of the old world prior to the Columbian Exposition or the Columbian Exchange. Maybe could it be? I got a lot more work to do. So thank you, Hippie Shake. Yeah, if you're watching, I appreciate it, and please hit the like button. Please share it if you feel so inclined. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. All the algorithms help. Appreciate it. So, okay, I'll just be working and I'll see a notification like I just showed you, and I'll be like, I got to get out and check it out. So this is what I do. I was on a quick lunch break, and I just get out, and that's why it's called. That's why I title it bushwhacking. So let's just see how this goes. Now it's real windy. Now I don't know if it comes through, but you can see it's one of my favorite drives. You can see the waves coming up and cresting over what is the canal, and that's the intake. Look at the level. Oh, no. Actually, the area that I'm driving over right now is like the area that we were at, me and Danny. Check out okay. I'm not sure if you can see clearly, but look at the level of the water. Keep in mind, this is a windy day. And this is about, literally, I get in my car, and it's about 5 minutes away from my house. Welcome, Mojo Shop. Thank you, brother. Look at that. So this is when it is windy too. This area of the 190, extremely dangerous. We're right here. The bend where you're bending from the river to go over down here. And I'll be getting off right here, like right where we right where we got on to the tracks, Danny and I, is where I'll be getting off, and I make a right down to the foot of Porter. And we're going to show that. There goes Ventus Sky. Great website. I'm going to plug this one right now before I shut it. It shows the wind, the gusts, the clouds. You can go above ground. Very cool. But now I'm going to close it for lag purposes. And back to the video. Okay, so now I'm getting off, like I said, at that off ramp, making a right to Porter, to the foot of Porter. Now keep in mind, this is during the day. I'm going to show another video soon where it's quite a different scene. Apocalyptic is the best way to describe it. I've never seen anything like it. And this is still a windy day here. And bushwhacking for you, literally just put it in park, hop out. Boots on the ground. Straight like that. Go Sabres. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so sorry about that. For correlating, you guys, right now I'm walking up right here. Okay. All right. Thanks again for stopping by, everybody. That's the rotunda. The Emerald Channel, Greece. Still got a lot of work to do with that. Where that rotunda is, I just showed, the channel that's underneath that, where they take the water in from, that's where they get the water in for buffalo. Right now, the current water intake. It's called the Emerald Channel because, as you can see, the water has an emerald hue to it. It's because all the minerals and the eutrophication of the flora of all the Great Lakes systems draining into all the water sources and tributaries of the Great Lakes system. It all gets funneled right down through Niagara River. Think of all the energy that can hold, all the benevolent energy that can hold. There's a reason why our dough rises a lot more than other. We have great chicken wings, guys. We also have great pizza. Don't sleep on buffalo. Yeah, realm. There you go. So that's where we get our water from. That's the water intake, the current one. I showcased it before. It's got a very emerald greenish hue to the color. It's a very quiescent portion of the river, he says, where it means it's not very turbulent. And I guess took some still pictures because it's beautiful. Oh, that was a video. I've been to that building before. I did a video on that where I was on the tracks. Okay, here is Broderick Park during the Seiche the other day. Look at how fast that water's moving, guys. You guys, I cannot explain to you, and I still don't even think that showing it on video does it any justice. Like you can't fathom how fast that is. Again, I've said before, Niagara River does not get its due credit that I think it's deserved. It is in its own class of river, being that it's under 50 miles in length. It's actually 36 miles in length, and it goes down 333 feet in elevation. The numerology in this area is unbelievable. Where's RV Truth? Shout out to RV, dude. I'm just saying that it's numerology. Obviously, I'm not placating to it, but I'm identifying that it's definitely there. So it's in its own class, that it's under. Oh, no, this isn't the station. But anyway, you can see how pretty it is. I come back later, and it's nuts. It's under 50 miles in length. Matter of fact, it's under 40 miles in length. And it has a cubic flow rate of over 200,000 cubic flow. That's in its own class. That's unheard of. It's under 40 miles, but it's got over 200,000. The next closest, I think, is the Detroit River, and that's like 60 miles long and it's under 200,000. So yes, Niagara River is in its own class of river, being that it's 14 miles an hour right here where you can see it, and it's ferocious. The cubic flow rate is unbelievable. So there you go. That's some. If you haven't if you if you come to my channel, I like for you to learn something and know something afterwards that you didn't before. And in this case, it's going to be a Seiche. And my previous one, it was lake effect snow. Of course, I do old world research. Of course, I'm going to do infrastructure research. Look at that. See, but I'm also going to do stuff like this because I think it's very cool. You get a part of my character when you come to my channel, and a part of my character is thinking that this crazy weather is very cool, and I will showcase it. So stick around. Okay, so keep in mind, guys, look at the level. So on the left, we have, this is Erie Canal. Let's prove that. Okay, Erie can peep this right here, Erie Canal. There goes the Black Rock Harbor, and it continues to be the Erie Canal. That's what we're looking at. So on the left is the Erie Canal, on the right is the river, obviously. Now, when the wind does blow even just a little bit, because the canal is constricted, it rises. But keep an eye on the level of it right now, and let's keep it going. I actually might, this is a panoramic of a little bit more near my house by Riverside Park. Okay, so I kind of pop back and forth, but it's all still chronological. So where we're looking at right there is the length of the river, the panoramic from like one of these park benches over here. Because it was just extremely windy that day. Again, this is about 3 or 4 days ago, and it doesn't even hold a candle to what happened earlier today. So I thought this day was nuts, and it was. Has nothing, nowhere even near what happened earlier. I had a hard time standing up on this. Again, this is 3 days ago. Today was way, way worse. Well, I shouldn't say worse, but it was way more crazy. How's everybody doing in the stream? Yeah, Banta, it was absolutely nuts. If you don't mind, where you at? Okay, so we might see it here. This is a good 4-minute clip. And look at, yeah, you see where your boy parks? That should be noted. Parking is over here. You know what I mean? This is where the Berserker parks. Through that. I'm right by the river. Oh, okay, wow, Banta, wow, cool. Buffalonian, go Bills. So yeah, I love coming down here all the time, and I do believe that you get energy from flowing water. Now, there's an old adage, and maybe even old world knowledge, that running water running water cleans itself. You know, stagnant water obviously has parasites and everything, but again, with the idea that running water can clean itself, all the minerals that we have in our water, the reason that it's called the city of good neighbors might just be in part due to the water that we have coming through this area. Because again, it all chokes up right here between Canada and America, right here. All the water from all the lakes, minus Lake Ontario because it's lower, and this all drains into Lake Ontario. But from the whole basin of all the Great Lakes, it just all funnels right through this little area. I think there's something very, very significant about that. So again, stick with me. This might be a little bit boring here, but at least you can see waterfalls. Okay, all right, yeah, I did want to show that. So watch how I climb down to show the elevation, or at least how high this thing is. Again, it's hard to come across in the video, I think, but you can see it's rather tranquil in the canal. Obviously, the river's flowing. Kind of wanted to show depth, if that makes sense, and show you how about 6-7 feet down it goes. Oh yeah, definitely the Fort Erie Star Fort. And check this out. I think that with that question, I believe that this is an old Star Fort here in Buffalo, and it was dismantled. There's no hide or hair talked about it, but yeah, that's a covered up, dismantled, decommissioned Star Fort right there, in my opinion. And yes, also Banta, we have, of course, the one over in Fort Erie, right there. So Star Fort all the way up to um, Old Fort Niagara. That's another portion of the research that I got to get in, do more on is the old Star Forts. I got a very cool program that I found online that shows all those Star Forts, Banta, superimposed over a new map, and it does show how the water level has changed. So got a lot more work to do with those. Okay, I believe this might be the actual Seiche. It is. Remember before? I'm glad I showed the before and after. Then here we go. This is where it's getting a little bit hectic. Okay, so for context, this is where we are, guys. Southern tip of Squaw Island. Walking right out onto it right here. Roderick Park. All right. Here goes that parking lot that I was talking about. And I kind of made this little thing right here. That's my parking spot. There you go. Check this out. Look at that, y'all. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, wow was right, Hippie Shake, isn't it? This is so. Remember the picture from before, where I was standing? That's the Seiche right there, in action. I could see when I first read that history of Buffalo waterfront book, and it said that a Seiche came down and destroyed everything because they're a little bit more slow acting. It's a standing wave effectively because it's getting pushed by the wind. I was a little bit suspect about it, but now I can definitely see how it would do what it said that it did in that book. It would ruin those shanty towns, especially when I show you how it was earlier today. But this is really cool. I mean, you can. I've walked on this before. I've gotten video footage of me going down all the way down here and getting uh, parallel with that old water intake and showing it. So you can go back to my old videos. Oh goodness, like here.
Is right.
Yeah, showcase all. I turn. There you go.
Look at that.
Yep.
Nice. See that?
So this is number 30. You want to get some more gravy on it, but yeah, I've been out there. Now it's submerged. It just blows my mind. A very cool area that I have, and I want to share it with you guys. Here goes the ferocity of the current. Right, we're right in the area of the spot where I told you these guys lost their lives. And again, you guys haven't seen anything yet. You guys think this is crazy. You stick with me. Yes, it's definitely fresh water. And another, I also have ambition to test this water out because, like I said, I believe that it's a lot fresher than you think, and it gets filtered before drinking, as you say, the enlightened mank. But I do believe that it is okay to drink. What I plan on doing is taking a fishing pole and casting it from like here to see if I can get it out there and grabbing that water. And I would like to test it eventually because I do believe that it's way cleaner than you think. Like that one guy doing the scuba diving here, it's all clean in there. There's mussels all on the ground. We had a lot of trouble with mussels back in the 80s because of the barges from ships coming from Asia bringing these zebra mussels that infested this whole lake region, but that kind of had a cleaning effect actually. And there's still fish in here, so look at that. I would still say it's safe to drink, but I want to test it too. So stick with me. I procrastinate, but I have a lot of ambition to not only test the flat water, I could test to see if it's actually potable drinking water. Yeah, I agree, Banta. Um, Ontario is like the bottom of it all, where it catches all of it. I could do some work on that. Lake Ontario has a real cool effect where there's a lake inversion, where the actual bottom of the lake it happens from wind also, but the water that's on the bottom end of it flips and goes to the top. It's called an inversion. I can showcase that too. It's a little bit further away than this, but I could still do that. So you guys remember what it looked like before? I was able to walk down on that.
Insanity. You don't see it like that too much. Unbelievable. They got this place, this is closed off too. Actually, look. That's a cop chilling up there. They got working crews working on some lines. You know, Berserker's going to get through that though.
Yep.
I'll report back.
And I did. I had to get through it initially to get there. Let's see if I'm missing anything over here on IG. Okay, you want to see how beautiful? Okay, so this is the foot of Sheridan, like I showed you before. And it is beautiful. It's gorgeous, this area. So keep in mind the level of this water because I go here too. So where this is like I said initially, the foot of Porter, the Squaw Island, and we're going to be showing some footage from this area. So it doesn't just happen at the head of the river where the pier is. Like this gets high. You know, you've seen it in this guy's footage, or that Jim Kelly, the guy who was doing the scuba diving. Where am I? Yeah, the whole level of the river goes up. This is copacetic baseline right here where this water level is, but wait do you see it?
Insanity.
Okay. Coming up out of the grate, it was.
Insanity.
Sorry about that. Okay, so here is what it shared it now. Now, you guys haven't seen nothing yet. Okay, stick with me because it gets actually more crazy. This is still from the other day. It was intense, but I had nothing to compare it against as far as what I seen earlier today. It's still, okay, there goes the Huntley plant. Peep game. This is decommissioned, abandoned. And I've been in communication with these guys before via email. All right. Highly recommend checking them out. One of the best abandoned YouTube channels out there. And if you go check them out, let them know who sent you. But I've been in communication with these dudes before via email, trying to get them to come here and do a collab with the Berserker Bear, which might still happen possibly. So when you do go over there, mention that to them and stay above board and be cool about it. But they had made mention to me that they may or may not have actually been in the and did the Hutley plant. They didn't show it yet because they said it was a pretty cool place, but they may or may not have done it, and I may or may not have gotten an email from them advising that. So I open up the line of communication with those dudes. Maybe eventually down the line you'll see bushwhacking, bushwhacking buffalo with the proper people. Stay tuned for that one. Look at that. That's the Seiche. It could be construed a storm surge because effectively that's exactly what's happening. It is surging the water, but it's more specified. I believe that. Well, let's figure out why. Again, this is hip fire here. No, thank you. It's a standing wave in an enclosed or partially enclosed body of water. So it differs from that of a surge because a surge happens on the sea, and you would say a sea isn't enclosed effectively. Although it is, yes, enclosed by the ice ring, by Antarctica, of course. But yeah, that's the difference, okay, between a surge and a seiche. A seiche seems to be a partially enclosed body of water, whereas you would say the oceans are not, even though the similar thing is happening. There's your boy. It sort of does actually. That's a good. It's funny. I was dropping my daughter off at dance this morning, and she learns the sachet. And when I first seen this word, I thought that's how you pronounce it. But let's do that. It's a good point. Good question there, Banta.
Seiche. Seiche.
One more time, sweetheart.
Seiche.
There you go. Seiche. Yeah. I wonder what the etymology is of that. It does sound French though. Proper people, check them out. Let's go to my channel. Check out my channel. And let's okay, so that's a cool, beautiful footage shared in there. And this is one, well, it's during the Seiche. And again, wait do you see Wait till you get a load of this. What's this? Other day, 25 degrees. Today it was 60. Another thing here is the fluctuating temperature. Like literally, it was like 62 degrees earlier, and then it dropped 20 degrees in like 2 hours. Okay, so you got baseline there. Beautiful area. There you go. Nice work there, Banta. That's what I'm talking about. I figured I'd throw the thumbs up sign these days now instead of the peace sign. You know. Shout out to RV Truth. I just want to say one thing about that. Actually, now that I bring it, I kind of bust RV Truth's balls about that, but I respect his faith on that. I think he knows I'm Christian. I also know that you guys know that I had Dave Weiss on my channel before. So I still like them both. I'm not going to get myself into one ring or another. That said, if I do like my guy, I'm in your corner. So we're going to play the wall with that professionally, above board, with a grain of salt or with a huge chunk of sodium, like I like to say, not a grain. So much respect for RV Truth and what he does. I'm Christian too. I've seen RV Truth say that Odin, or his excerpts that he puts up, Odin is an analog for Baal. Before, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Is that going to make or break me with RV Truth? No. And what RV Truth is saying about the baby truthers and Dave Weiss, I'm not about that either. I like what they both bring to the table, and we'll leave it at that. You know, so much respect to RV Truth, fellow Christian. Much respect to Jaronism and Dave Weiss and all those dudes. They crack me up. Um, we'll just have to differ on that. And I know where I'm at with my faith, and that's all I'll say. So there we go. So when I throw the peace sign up, or the I won't throw the peace sign up anymore. Maybe I will, or the hang cool, because everybody gets up in a tizzy about, oh my God, he's a Mason. Meanwhile, I just met an author recently, Mason Winfield. I mean, am I a shill because of that now? It's all above board. It's all professional from my angle, from my end. So just so you know, I wanted to say that. I respect everybody in the truth game. As long as you don't slight me or cross me in any way, we're 100. We're 100. Okay, foot of Sheridan. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Come down here every so often. I think you guys know that if you follow me. Boy, am I blessed to have such a beautiful.
Yo, Brees, have fun with that pickleball, homie. And he throws the piece. My man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yo, Brees is a really good researcher. Shout out to him, y'all. Show him some love. Digital design. Anybody wants to do digital design, he's very good at it. Holler at him. Thank you, homie. He also likes playing pickleball. Ugh. All right.
You guys know that if you follow me. Boy, am I blessed. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Come down here every so often. I think you guys know that if you follow me. Boy, am I blessed to have such a beautiful place 2 minutes from my house. I thank you all and love you all. And if nothing, I just wish to share this with you because I believe that I'm lucky to be here. Oh, we got a fish jumping. All right, here we go.
Homestead Fielding. What's up, Laura Bear? How are you? I still have your shout out to Homestead Fielding. Laura Bear. She so gracious actually gave me that Yeti microphone. Thank you, Laura Bear. That's what the bear community is all about. Look at how beautiful that is, guys. I have that 2 minutes away from my house. My man. Yeah, Drag, I agree. Again, I work full time and I'm a full time dad, dad number one. I work full time, and this is a hobby for me. But yeah, of course, I love the help and the motivation and all that. Okay, so let's get to some crazy, crazy stuff, guys. I want to do. Look at that. See the beam? Yeah, everybody, shout out to Homestead Fielding. Go check out her channel. They do homesteading and a great job at that. So, Laura Bear, thank you. That's what we're all about. Bears helping bears helping bears crush. Here we go. This is from earlier today, guys. Ready?
I used to ice skate in that rink, and I walked over this bridge many times on my bike and my rollerblades.
Oh, did you hear that? Yeah. If Bowler Bear was here, he'd be getting a kick out of that.
Rollerblades. And my rollerblades.
And my rollerblades. Yeah, check. Okay, peep that. You see, so that's why I had this thing out. So that cemetery is this one from back in the day. This is old Jones Tract. I'm about to walk over that bridge right now. These are old pictures here. This is Riverside Park, you know, where I'm walking into, and that cemetery is right here. See that? This is what fascinated me. Look at that. It's history for you. So Riverside used to be called the Old Jones Tract. I found that in my research. So when you're looking up, when I'm trying to find pictures, old pictures, it's better to do a search of Jones Tract, if you will, like the keywords. I've put that out there before. Hippie Shake, thank you. So yeah, I've been over this bridge numerous times on my bike. Rollerblades as I was a kid. I used to ride up and down the towpath all the time. Some crazy kids used to walk on top of this thing. They would climb up and get up there and walk on top of it. Yep. Was never down with that. I did some crazy stuff. I jumped off the International Bridge before into the Erie Canal, but I would never do something like that. Climb on the fence. I'm sorry for your loss, Mojo. Prayers up, y'all. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of people from Western New York that go abroad, and you'll see in places that. Sorry for the blurriness, but you'll see in other cities they have Buffalo Bills bars, and you might say, "Oh, it's because of our fan and our fanhood and the Bills Mafia. It's so great," but there's more to it. Like there's a special benevolent nature of this area that I'm trying to pinpoint. I don't know if I could pinpoint it, I mean to say, but I think a lot of it has to do with the water and riddles in the water and the benevolent nature of water, running water. Okay, so let's correlate where I'm at upstream a little bit from here. So I just told you I walked over that Riverside pedestrian bridge. I should have better internet connection than that right now. And we're right about here, and then this old school lighthouse I fished off many a times. And that's where we are. Ain't no Babylon fence gonna stop me. Boots on the iron crate. So this is earlier today, about 12 hours ago. And then I come back about 2 hours after this, and the Seiche has taken effect, and we'll end on a real high note. Okay, now see that pipe right there? That's what they do to old streams. I think that's the old Cornelius stream that went under Hurdle, and they cover it. That's what the mud flood is, I think, guys. It's not a inundation of a event. People, fallen men, literally bury things. Thanks everybody for supporting the subs. Oh yeah, speaking of RV, check out what's coming up, guys. Somebody made an eye, or tagged up an eye with the graffiti. And I got an eye for taking good pictures or getting things in scenes. So should give a heads up on this one. I don't want RV Truth. I know I already addressed that, and I don't want to keep on bringing them up. I'm giving them props. I don't want them to think I'm a shill with this one, but yeah, there's someone had tagged up an eye on the corner of that the pier that I'm on, and I had to orient it in such to get it into the camera to get up the pyramid, the capstone. And it's not because I'm a freaking Illuminati Mason shit. Sometimes I do that to professionally mock and jest about it. Because I know what's going on. I don't really care to be against it. Of course, by default, my faith is that I'm not about that. But when I say that I'm not against it, I'm not going to, if you're not coming at me or my family, you're not going to have an adversary out of me. I'm going to do my own thing. So when I say that I'm not against it, I don't abide it whatsoever. I'm a faithful Christian. And I incorporate other benevolent faiths into my cosmology. But if I want to professionally mock what I think the others are, I will. And I don't want to be called a shill for it. You know? So that's that. Look at the blocky block, chunky chunks.
The wind is just starting to really pick up right now. Something wicked this way comes.
Indeed.
I'll get it on camera and share it with y'all. All right, I'll report back.
What I said was I like to get it on camera and share it with y'all. And boy, I do. I went home. It started getting nuts out, and there was a Bifrost rainbow right outside my door. Had to get that. And there's something else I wanted to show, I believe. I just did. Okay. All right. Now, not for nothing, y'all, but talking about this place being a realm. Okay, let me just put this out there. If the sun was 93 million miles away, you would not have. This is all one opening too. It's not like patchy. If the sun is 93 million miles away, it is impossible to have sun rays come out on an angle this way and then on the other angle that way. That means it's local, guys. If it was 93 million miles away, and Neil deGrasse Tyson says this too, it would all come in on straight. It would, the sun rays would all appear to be straight, exactly parallel. Okay, that is showing you that it's local. There you go. And Neil deGrasse Tyson would like to say, "Oh, but Planck time and the W map and string theory and gauge theory," and wave his hands around like this, like a wizard, and say, "Well, that just appears to be like that." Ugh. So annoying. But I digress. Okay, so this is about 6 hours ago. Foot of Sheridan. Foot of Sheridan, boat launch, right here. Next to the Hutley. All right. Peep game. Still gets crazier, guys. Dragon Sage, hilarious. How dare you? So from here on out, it's just going to be crazy footage, guys, and then we'll tail it. I'll end it with I'll end this one with a truth drop from movies. We'll do a Lord of the Rings. Look at that. We'll do a fitting, relevant Lord of the Rings truth drop to end this one. Again, I appreciate it. It was really hard for me to get some footage of this thing without my phone getting wet, of course. And then I went live on IG, and the finale is the IG. But I got some more cool videos for you.
I have never, ever seen anything like this, ever. Down here, ever.
That was
absolute insanity.
The windshield wiper.
Unbelievable. It's the river. Got to back up. This wind is intense right now. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've never seen it like that before. Oh, and that sound bite, that was definitely the windshield wiper. It sounded like something else. Mine aren't that loud. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is Hippie Shake. When you said looks rough, it's rougher than I've ever seen the river at that point. 100%. This is not. Now, this is nothing. You haven't seen anything yet. Wait, it gets worse. This is what this Seiche does.
I can feel my car rocking right now.
It was insanity. Plus, it was cool because the sun was out in certain patches, so it had a real mystical look to it. Like certain parts of the sky were real dark, and other parts, like the sun, like you could see, other parts the sun was pointing through. It was really majestic, and it just gives you the energy where you feel like you could just jump over the moon. And I wonder if that's in conjunction with seeing something visceral like that, the wind, also the moving water. Look at this. This is a river. Usually the river doesn't get that choppy because it's narrow. It's not as deep. Very rarely do you see a river get as bad as you see this right now, and then it gets worse. Yeah, Bill Miller's got some good work. That dude's really good with the editing and putting stuff together. So yeah, I was getting that energy, where I felt like I wanted to play a football game. This is just insane, just very intense. And my phone was all wet.
I don't think I've seen anything like this. This type of wind coming out of the west. And now we're on the 190 going south. I'm on my way right now to the foot of Erie and the foot of Porter.
Now this is all from earlier.
This is extremely dangerous. My wife seen a tree down too. So, wow. Here we go. Check this out.
Hey, Laura Bear, just wait.
I'm about to be right down there.
Look at this.
See that? It looks like an infinity pool.
Yeah, it does. It's slipping over.
That's Erie Canal. You guys, can you guys see all this?
Sorry if it's somewhat repetitive, but it's still
This is
chronological.
absolutely insane. Look at those waves crashing. Submerged.
Boom. Okay, so remember that from before, how I showed you what it looked like before? Now it's almost like that. The whole base of it's underwater. Just nuts.
Submerged almost.
Unbelievable. Probably
Here
4
we
or
go,
5
under
feet
the
up.
Peace Bridge. And this is an extremely dangerous part right here. This is where the wind comes right off the lake. The long way of the lake is right there. Look at that stuff. Look at that.
Okay, so here we go. This is going
And
to
then you
be
get off right here.
some intense
I make
video
a
here.
right, and that's the foot of Porter, the Porter pumping station. Okay? And wait until you see this.
Sorry about the blurriness.
A lot of people will probably be going down here right now.
Yeah, that's definitely
There was
one
just
thing too.
a couple cars over at the foot of Sheridan.
Yeah. People go down to the foot of Sheridan to check out the wild weather, the
There
foot
you
of
go.
Porter. There goes the Colonel Ward pumping.
Colonel Ward, Colonel Francis Ward pumping station. You can't tell me that Buffalo is not the most beautiful place in all the realm. Everyone's like, what is up? We'll just post up on the left side.
Make my own
That's how
parking.
I do it.
Make my own parking spot.
Straight
That's
like
right.
that. And we get out.
That's how you bushwhack it, yo.
Wow.
I had to flip the hat backwards because I would have lost it. I don't even have the words, really. It's just epic. It was hard for me to stand up. I had to brace myself. And I mean, that's again the skies, like you said, beautiful skies. You associate this type of weather with it being like pitch black and the being overcast. You don't think that there's going to be sun out, and that's kind of adds to the layering of how majestic it looks. There's no other way for me to describe that. I've never seen it like this before. I've seen some crazy, crazy weather, guys. I've never seen anything like this. That splash right there is probably 20 feet. Not that the wave is 20 feet, but that splash hitting the break wall. That's why a lot of chunks of there's chunks of this break wall that is just like broken. I've walked, that's the thing. Like you guys don't well, I've walked out on this thing before. The walkway ends here, but you can walk out on this thing. And there's chunks of it that are broken because of those waves. A good place to fish is right on the end of this thing. Walk all the way out. I've been on that. Oh, there goes part of the old Kothon Ring Phoenician port, you know? Allegedly. Another thing too, I think that this is a old remnants of an old ring Kothon port. Yeah, I've walked all the way out to here. And you got the blocky blocks. So that break wall that's hitting, I've walked on that. Okay, here we go. This is a couple hours later at the foot of Sheridan. Now what we're going to show first is what happened at Broderick Pier. Here we go.
never seen anything like this.
I'll fast forward a little bit because I've already prefaced all this and everything. I want you guys to see how crazy. I probably should have filmed this on my phone sideways, but it is what it is. I went live and I wanted to get it. It's the foot of Porter again. I went live and went down there.
We're not here. My goodness.
And then I drove.
Yo, Robert, what up, brother?
Here we go.
Del Paxton, what's up, guys? Check this out, yo. Yo, Ro, I've never seen weather like this here in Buffalo. There was a rainbow earlier. Yeah, oh, they closed it off. Yeah, they closed. Oh, yeah, we're going down there.
I seen how high it was. It was closed off like that the other day.
That's how the Berserker works.
But I was able to get past it. I was able to drive through it. I wasn't able to drive through this one. Here we go. Wait till you see this, guys. I can already tell that by viewing the river lake, I could tell that it's up because when the level of the river is up, the shorelines look closer for some reason. Like, that's a weird. Again, had to do it. That's a weird anomaly that happens. Like when the level of the river goes up, it almost looks like the islands are closer or Canada's closer because that's Canada over there. I've never seen this ever. So that's what this is nuts. So let's see. Look at that. I've never seen that. The whole southern tip of Broderick Park was submerged effectively. This whole thing. Check this out, guys.
I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen this ever in my life.
Here we go. Is the wind is the wind sound too loud for you guys and annoying? Because I don't need to show it. I don't need to. But yeah, so I've never seen it this inundated all the way up to here. There's the Erie Canal on the left, obviously. It's almost level with the island. Now again, because the Erie Canal is constricted, it doesn't get as the river itself doesn't get as high as the canal because the canal is constricted, and obviously the river has its flow. So the river still does increase in level, okay, but not as much as the canal does, and that's why the canal overlips that walkway and pours over into the river. Check this out, y'all. I was getting a little bit wary, like hesitant to walk near there. I wanted to go up to, it's like a waterfall, and look in the distance. I definitely should have took a better video of this, but it is what it is. I was on the spot, on the scene, and I did what I did. I got footage of it, albeit not too great, but anyway, it is what it is. Look at that. I've never seen this before. That's a Seiche in action. So I hope you guys learned that, or I hope you if you didn't know it before, I hope you learned it. Pardon me for saying it like that. And that's 14 probably. Okay, so the current, like I just cited earlier, is like 14 miles an hour at this place, at this stage of the river. Maybe more like 11, 12. But when the Seiche comes in and increases the level, of course that increases the flow also. So I'd say probably it's more of along the lines about 14 miles per hour right here, moving faster than I could walk. Extremely ferocious. I was having difficulty walking, and the whole southern tip is just underwater. It's crazy. That's it. And then look at the sun still poking through. That still fascinated me. I would have thought it would have been all overcast, possibly raining. The river is roaring. And we got like whirlpools on Broderick Park. It was insane. I'm glad that I could showcase this for you and show you, because if this didn't happen earlier, I would have only have had the other Seiche from the other day, which was very, very phenomenal to see, but not like this.
If I don't lose power tonight, hopefully, we'll go live at 11. We'll tie all this in. I'm getting pushed like crazy.
That was awesome.
Yeah, love all y'all. I'll report back. I gotta watch my 6 right now. This is insane.
Thank you, Hippie Shake. I really appreciate that. Thank you for always being there.
Power, I'll be on my YouTube channel at 11. Love all y'all. God bless.
Cool. I appreciate that. The feedback, guys. Thank you. Blazer, probably more than 5 feet.
I've never seen anything like this.
So that was the finale of the Seiche at Broderick Park at Squaw Island. So that was nuts. Check out my IG. I'll plug that before I close it out. I do my auxiliary research here. I'll throw a movie in here and there, a movie recommendation. Check this out, guys. This is nuts. If the Phoenicians were here, if Barry fell, and Stephen M. Collins' work had some merit to it, then that might be a actual monument to Baal, Moloch, possibly. I'm not revering it whatsoever. I'm doing more work on it, and that's the base of it. So way more work I have to do. Come over to my IG. I do stuff with obviously Unbearables, Ride or Die, chat with the Bears. I throw movie scenes up here, and it's part of my character. So in my character, you're going to see nostalgia. You're going to see truth drops. You'll see stuff like this. And when I say auxiliary research, what I do on my YouTube channel, sometimes I mirror it. Most of the time, I mirror it over here. And just like I showed you, the Seiche I recorded and did a live cast on that. So IG, you can reach that from the top rocker of my picture and my YouTube channel. You can go to my IG. Also, I have videos backed up on Odyssey. You can link to them right from my YouTube page. So let's do a little bit of an encore because we've seen the crazy Seiche, and then we will end it with a, like I said, let's not do it yet. Let's preview that. So a little bit of an encore. I went back to the foot of Sheridan, and it was sick. Here we go. Remember it from earlier? This is probably about another foot up. That's a Seiche. Dangerous. Current in that water too, right offshore. There you go. Now, this is, I know it's at night and it's hard to see, but I'm back at that, where I was standing on earlier. Okay, my little lighthouse. Now, I want you guys to tell me if you think I could stand on that now. Okay, this lighthouse right here. And I was on it before. I showed you earlier in the video. Check it out now. I was thinking about going here and actually going on it and showing the river around me. It's hard to see, but you can see it. I was thinking about walking on that. The river's up like 5 or 6 feet. Yeah, better footage, maybe. Maybe not. But yeah, it was almost all the way up. Here it is. At that lighthouse, the base. I couldn't go on there if I was possibly going to flirt with my life. But look at that. So 5 hours previously, it was nowhere near that. So within about, even 3.5 to 4 hours, this whole lake and the whole river can go from being like a sheet of glass to a complete torrent. Just unreal. Something that you guys never even believe would happen here. And that's that. So that's just another facet of what goes on in this little neck of the realm over here in Buffalo, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming by. Anybody have any questions or whatever before I tail this one out? Again, thank you very much for stopping in. I hope you learned something, if nothing else. Beth M, welcome. Yeah, 100% Hippie Shake says it's a bit risky, Dustin. Don't think it would be wise. Definitely was not. I thought better about that. I was going to go on there, but with the wind being at night too, I wanted to come back and be able to present this to you. So, yeah, it's good advice there, Hippie Shake, and good advice to people who have ambition to do this. Just be careful. You guys can do this and get out there and in your city too. You might have some old world stuff. It's one of the main themes that I like to push out with the work that I do. Hopefully, you don't just come here and la-di-da. I want you to learn something. If you have the motivation to do it, but be careful. Okay. Thank you, Paolo. Again, I appreciate all the feedback, brother. 100%. Cool. I really appreciate this, guys. Thank you very much. And I never know if I'm doing a good job or I don't get you guys do provide feedback for sure. But sometimes I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense or if it's any kind of cohesive structure. Because again, I don't have the classical training. I don't edit. I just say what's on my mind. So again, to get that feedback of love from you guys, it means the world to me. Please come back, like, share, subscribe. We're going to tail it out now. That was Bushwhacking Saturday Night Live, learning what Seiche is on Lake Erie and the river and seeing a whole bunch of crazy footage of it. Now, with that, is it natural or is there something else going on? I don't want to go too crazy into that, but and with the research that I do, if it's not a globe, it's obviously something else. It's a realm, and if it is a realm, then there's a lot more magical, majestical stuff going on. And if I can research that and present it to you from my area, from my neck of the woods, my neck of the realm, I'm going to do that. And I don't want to lead you astray and like it's all unicorns and butterflies, but there's something else going on other than astronomy, other than geology, in my opinion. And let's figure it out together. Okay. So with that, that was Bushwhacking History, the Seiche edition. And again, with my character, I like movies. I like adventurous movies. I like fantastical movies. I read The Lord of the Rings when I was in 6th or 7th grade. So I think it's fitting that we tail out with a clip from those movies. Great movies. One of the best adaptations from a book to a film that I've ever seen. So thank you, guys. Oh, Bill Miller, good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you dig up, man. We're all in this work together. So good on you and keep doing it. All right. God bless you all. After this clip plays, it's going to end. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right. Be safe. Watch your 6 out there. Keep it sleuthin'. And as always, I will report back.
There's a foul voice over there. It's Saruman! Posso per atrás! Se lo muovo! Dai armaxi arrasse ya! Al comodato carinar! Il vagone!
Much love, y'all. Keep it sleuthin'. I'll catch you on the next one.